Hey, site visit day. Another site visit. We are going back to Project Sun. And obviously, if you watched my previous videos, you guys know how much this one means to me. It's an incredibly important project to me. This week was the first week of the new builder. So it's the first week of the new builder. This guy, he's phenomenal. He's the man I wanted on the project, and it's in capable hands. So I'm looking forward to seeing the full progress that he's done for this past week. Really looking forward to it. And yeah, I was actually talking to a couple of friends. So in yesterday's video, the one with my mates Michael and Alex, at the end, after the video finished, we started talking about deal packaging. Now, my goal is so basically my strategy was, I didn't know anything about raising funds. I didn't know that was a thing, right? So I thought, I'm going to start a deal packaging business and I'm going to save the money from that, build the power team, build the experience, everything you need to know and do. And then by the time I get enough money, I'll be able to know how to build my own portfolio and I'll have enough money to do it, right? So it's like, build the asset first, then do it. Then halfway through it, I learned about this whole raising investor finance situation and that people do that. And basically, like I didn't realize it was like a common thing. Like I know like sometimes like family members may loan you some money, like I did for my first flip. But yeah, I didn't realize it was like a thing you go out to do. So yeah, when it comes to halfway through, I learned that was a thing. Then it was, I'm still going to do the deal packaging thing because I still love it. Like that, it's turned into a passion. And essentially, what it is now, it's evidence that I know what I'm doing. It's all the evidence that I have done what I say I've done. I've got the power team, got the experience, credibility, and when I do raise funds, I can now say they may have an objection. All right, okay, Scott, so what happens if you refinance and not enough money comes out and then you can't pay us back, or et cetera, et cetera? What happens if you can't make a monthly payment or quarterly payment or annual payment? I can then say, well, because I've got this cash flowing business, I can have that capital for you. The capital will always be there because I already have a cash flowing business. So the capital's it's always going to be there for you, right? So I'll never miss a payment. It kind of like gives that security to the client. So circle back to what I was talking about. My goal was deal packaging business first, then my own portfolio. Whereas I was speaking to Michael and his was kind of the opposite. So he does do like some sort of like deal sourcing like now and then, but basically he started off with what I wanted to do. So it was like he's now doing his own portfolio. That project we visited yesterday, that's his and Alex's first project, and it's fucking phenomenal, man. It's really good. It's really, really good. And then we started talking about deal packaging, and the more I started talking about what we were doing, the more like they kind of wanted to do it. And there was one thing that I always tried to make explicitly clear, like it's not as good as it seems. Now, if you are going to get into deal packaging, and that's a topic I'm going to talk about a lot, because what you're seeing right now, that is me deal packaging. Now, what is deal packaging? It's when you set up a client, you get a client, an investor, you build their portfolio for them, and you do the hands-free end-to-end services. So you find the property, buy it, take it through conveyancing with all the legals, architects, builders, solicitors, and then you take it through a renovation, then you work with lettings agents to find tenants and you get it refinanced. You do the full end-to-end. You basically build people's portfolios for them. And it's not as sexy as it sounds. If you are going to get into deal packaging, if you are going to do what I'm doing, then I want to make it explicitly clear. Here's a little myth I want to bust. It is not as simple as find investor, or it is as simple as this, but it's not as easy as it sounds. You find investor, find deal, put them together, done, right? Now, it is so fucking complex, right? See, for example, like you're getting Homes Under the Hammer, right? Surely, if you're watching this, you'll have seen Homes Under the Hammer. Now, with Homes Under the Hammer, what they do is at the start, they walk around the property and they're like, oh, so what are you going to do here? We're going to do this, we're going to rip this wall out, we're going to do this extension, we're going to do all this reconfiguration, we're going to add rooms here, we're going to paint all the walls, we're going to rip out all the new electrics, all new plumbing, we're going to do all of this. It's like, whoa, that sounds like a lot. And then you do like a little sparkle, and it's like, we're now back 6 months later. And it's like, oh yeah, we've done this, and it's done this, and this, and it's amazing, it's beautiful. And see that little sparkle? that little sparkle that they do, or like a little white fade into like 6 months later, that little fucking fade, that's 6 months of hell, 6 months of stress, 6 months of like panic attacks, worrying, freaking out. And it's like, deal packaging is extremely hard. So many people say to me, oh, I wouldn't do that, you couldn't pay me enough to do that. You have to be like, there's something wrong with you if you have to do it. And it's by far the best thing I've ever done. I love it. I wouldn't change it for the world. I love doing what I'm doing. I've made that so clear on this channel. Like, I love it so much. I really enjoy building like other people's portfolios for them, basically giving them a life they couldn't have had if it wasn't for a service for like me. Like, they wouldn't be able to build their portfolio if it wasn't for people like me doing what we do. And I feel like I'm just providing so much value and helping people in that sense. Now, it does come with its problems. It is extremely difficult. It's extremely difficult. It's not a get-rich-quick thing. It will take months before you get paid. Let's say you find a deal and you find an investor, and then they're like, okay, I'll have that deal, brilliant. They pay the deposit to you. You take it through 4 months of legals, 4 months of conveyancing. You're going to the project with architects. You're going with builders, getting all these quotes. You're working with lenders. You're working on getting development finance. You're working on getting, with all the solicitors, all these stages, like you're working on all of them. Then the seller pulls out. Now what do? You say to the client, like, look, if you pull out, you're going to have to give me the full fee because of the lost opportunity and my time spent. But if the seller pulls out, we'll make sure that we don't charge you because it's out of your control. How brutal can that be? So you take on all of the risk, right? That's what we do. We take on all of the risk. So you can do that. You can go through months. We've had a deal fall through. We had a deal fall through towards the end of last year. Months of work, months of stress, and it was gone. Seller pulled out. You know, it happens. It really does happen. And you've got to be mentally prepared for that. This is not get rich quick. You're going to still be working at your job for a long time before you can get out of this. It's not, we'll just get 1 deal a month, 2 deals a month, 3 deals a month. You realize the fucking capacity that takes, the work ethic that takes. It can really take a toll on you. And it's like, if you do 4 projects, then it's like 4 sets of problems. They all come along and you got to deal with them all ongoing. It can be a lot to deal with, but it is by far my favorite thing to do, and I can't wait to teach people how to do it. I can't wait to teach people how to do this, specifically what I do, one-to-one, because I'm telling you, man, helping people one-to-one is something, I think that's what I'm passionate about, whether building their portfolios or teaching people how to do what I do. Yeah, I'm excited about that. I mean, if you want to be a client of the deal packaging business, if that all sounds good to you, then, you know, just come and invest below, or hit one of the links below, and you'll be there. And yeah, we can start working together. That'd be pretty sick. But anyway, there's loads more I want to talk about. Loads has happened, but there's a little problem. I want to get to this site, get this visit done, and then do my client reports, because I do my weekly client reports. I tell them what happened every week, tell them what happens. I put photos and videos, everything that they need, everything that they want, and no stone left unturned. Show them everything that happens. So yeah, I hope I didn't put you off deal packaging, but I'm telling you, as you can see from my videos, it's no fucking walk in the park. Like, it's no walk in the park. It's pretty difficult, but my God, if you enjoy it, it's one of the best things you'll ever do. I'll see you at the project. All right, here we go. Look at this. Now these are loaned by a company from the previous builders, so they're getting picked up hopefully soon, and so are them. But there is no first floor. There is no second floor. The roof has been finished on the front side, but that's going to be a big L-shaped dormer, so that's all getting ripped out. Let's go through that. This has all been taken out, as you can see. It's just, I wish you could see this in person. I might start doing site visit days if any of you would like to come and visit these projects, you know, free of charge. I just like showing people around. And let's go through here. Now, the previous extension wasn't long enough. So we're extending it out to its original plan. So this week the footings have been dug, cement poured, and it's all getting repaired. As you can see, it's all going to get, all of this It's getting taken out and put back in because you can see it's not, you know, done right. So we're amending a few things and getting it back on track. But this project is just beautiful. It's just beautiful. I wish you could see it in person. When you go into the alleyway, you can still see all the way through. So this is the alleyway, and yeah. All right. Clearly someone's been diddling. See what they're up to. Now, to refresh your memories, this is a 3 studio, 3 double ensuite, and I'm going to try and remember where everything is. I think this is a double ensuite. This will be the kitchen communal. I think that's a studio. No, I think that's a double ensuite. That is a double ensuite. So 2 double ensuites here and here. Up here is your studio on the first floor. And here right above me, all of this will be built. And this will be a studio. And then all the way up there, double ensuite. And the L-shaped dormer, that's where the studio, that's where you're getting 3 and 3. But you can see progress is coming along, man. Progress is coming along. It's looking good. And we have a long way to go, but we have a fast builder on it. We have a really fast builder on it, an efficient builder, and I'm looking forward to seeing how he gets on. So, yeah, that is this site visit for this week, for this project. A lot's going to be going on. Subscribe if you want to see how this one goes or any of the other ones. We've got another one that completed. I think it completed today, man. I think it completed today. I'm not 100% certain. I think the funds were sent today, so we're just waiting for the agent to say, come and collect the keys, Scott. So hopefully that's Monday. Hopefully I'm collecting keys on Monday. And if I am, I'll show you around that, and I'll show you exactly what's going on there. There's a lot going on. A lot going on. So, to finish off the video, what do I want to talk about? I want to talk about what it was like when I first started a business, and what it was like, and a few things that you may get into a habit of, or one main thing, and that is, it's this one thing, right? But don't worry, I'm going to get to it. But it's also something that you fall into when you're going through a hard time. And I came up with this idea, or I realized this idea when I was going through a hard few weeks, these last few weeks. And it's very similar to when you start a business. And that is, when you start a business, or when you're going through a tough time running a business, you become a lot more reactive than proactive. So what does that mean? So being reactive is when something comes up, you deal with it. Something comes up, you deal with it. Something comes up, you deal with it. Proactive can mean 2 things, is thinking of that problem and then preventing it before it becomes a problem because you've got the experience, or being proactive in the sense going out looking for clients, looking for business, looking for deals, looking for leads and stuff like that. So that's being proactive. So when you're starting a business, you find it really difficult to be proactive in the sense that you've not got the experience, so you don't know the problems that are going to come up because you've never had to deal with them. And that's a really tough spot to be in because problems keep coming up, problems keep coming up, problems keep coming up. When you do your first project, you're going to have all these problems come up. What happens when a well comes up? What happens when you find 2 cracks in a wall going from all the way up there, all the way down there? What do you do? Who do you contact? And if you're building over drains, who do you contact? If you're up against houses, who do you contact? You know, there's a lot of things that are going to come up. Why didn't you do this? Oh shit, I didn't know that was a thing. Yeah, but why didn't you do this? You should know. Shit, I didn't know that was a thing. That was me and my first deal. That was me and my first deal. I didn't realize. I remember when I was doing my first deal, it was off market. If you're going to get into deal packaging, you're going to need to know this, and it's memorandum of sale. I remember when I done my first deal, it was off market, and I had no idea about the memorandum of sale. So the deal gets accepted, the client puts his offer forward, the agent's happy with it. No, there is no agent. It was off market, actually, yeah. And the seller was happy with it. And my client at the time asked me, Scott, where's the memorandum of sale? I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, you meant to issue a memorandum of sale. Like, what's going on? And I was like, oh shit. And then I had to Google. He actually even didn't say memorandum of sale. He said MOS. Now, I didn't know what that meant. So I Googled, what does MOS mean? It was memorandum of sale. And that's when you have like the client's details, the seller's details, the offer price, the property details and stuff. It's basically an official document that, you know, makes it official that they are selling the property to my client. Now, at the time, I had no idea what I was doing, you know, and that's just one like experience, one little thing of many different things. You're going to have so many problems come up. If you're doing your first deal, you're going to have all these problems that come up, right? That's just with the property. When it comes to the client, you're going to have all these onboarding things, and it's like getting compliance. It's, you know, doing the proof of funds, anti-money laundering side of things. If you're doing off market, you know, there's a lot of things that you're going to have to come up with and make sure that you're on it, because some problems you've got to fucking know, but it comes with experience. So when you're at the start, you might find yourself that you're just being a lot more reactive than proactive. But over time, trust me, over time, when you have these problems that come up, especially when you're doing multiple projects at once, loads of problems come up, loads of problems come up. So you know what steps to take to prevent them from happening in the future, and it definitely helps. Definitely helps. That just comes with experience. So if you're giving yourself a hard time, don't give yourself a hard time for being reactive. It's fine. It's a part of the learning process. But when you come up with these problems, when you find a well in the garden, when you find cracks that go from the top to bottom, write down how you solve them, and just, if it comes up again, go in your folders, your little problem solving folders, and then you'll see it there. This is what I've done last time. This is what I've got to do this time. Could be different, but you never know. That's a wee tip from me. And that is the end of the video. If you liked it, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Love you.